Om Shanti. In today's Murli, Baba is talking about self-respect, and Baba says that the one who is full of self-respect is free from limited desires. Now, what is self-respect? Because Baba says in the blessing, those who maintain their self-respect never have any desire for limited respect. Now, in Hindi it is called Swaman. Now, what is Swaman? Self-respect. So, Swaman is something that Baba gives us. So, you see that we have been receiving messages about who I am, what am I like, what are my weaknesses or my strengths from everybody around me. So you see, ever since we are born, we are being told about ourselves by various, people around us. So there are parents, there are teachers, there are guides, there are friends, there are siblings, and they constantly keep telling us about ourselves. So who am I, and what is my strength, what is my weakness, what is my position, what do I deserve, what do I not deserve. So we are constantly getting these messages. So somebody would tell you that, oh, you're dark, you're not fair, and then you get a message that something's wrong with me. Or you get a message that, oh, you are, so when the child is born also, this child has perfect weight, and this is underweight, and this is overweight, and all of that starts. So you are constantly, every second of the day, and for all the births that we have had, we have received messages about who am I, what am I like, what are my qualities, what are my weaknesses. So everybody around us keeps telling us that, and then they also give us parameters. So like, if you are in school and you are getting this much marks, then you are a good student, or if you're getting below that, then you're a bad student, and then if you're studying well, you're a good child. If you're not studying well, you're a bad child. So all of those messages keep going, they become part of our sense of who am I. And then we lose all our self-respect, because most of the messaging, or I would say all of the messaging, is mostly something that doesn't, something that tells us that something's wrong with you. And then they tell you that there is everything and something and everything wrong with you, but you can set it right if you, if you look beautiful, if you have so much money, and then you have so much position, and then if other people love you and they respect you, then that kind of fills that void. So we are taught that there is something wrong with us, and then we are taught that the only way to correct it is by giving a boost to our ego, by people, places, attainments. So all these things, if we accumulate, if we keep accumulating them, then that will compensate for the weak self that's lurking behind. But then Baba comes, and then Baba says, no, you are not who you are made to think you are. You are a soul, and you are knowledgeful, peaceful, loveful, pure, powerful by design. And because you lost that, that's why there is this emptiness. And then Baba says, you have to again go back to your knowledgeful, pure, peaceful, loveful, blissful, powerful self. And how do you do that? Through Raj Yoga, through listening to the Murli every day, through remembering Baba, not remembering other people who give you negative messaging. So remembering Baba. And in the meditation today we were practicing that, it is said company colors. So if you are feeling cold, what do? You go and sit before a fire. So there's a heating, and then you sit before that heating, you automatically get warmth. So similarly, Baba is the ocean of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, power. And if I just, with my buddhi, I go and sit before Baba in the soul world, and I keep seeing myself as his child, and I stay in that, orb of peace and purity and love, then I will soak that in and become like Baba. So Baba says, A is you get the knowledge about who I am, where I am, who are you, and everyday Murli reinforces, this knowledge of who am I, who do I belong to, what is the time, and what do I have to do. And then also the Murli cautions you against Maya. So every day I have to read the Murli for self-respect, because self-respect is what Baba gives us, and everyday Murli is the mind of Baba. So Baba is opening his heart to me and telling me who I really am, and that is the first step to know who I am. And Baba says, so first thing is Murli for self-respect. Then second is remembering Baba. Third is your own karma. So if my karma is against Shrimat, so let's say I'm thinking ill of somebody inside, or my words are not the words of a Brahmin, or I'm conducting myself very disgracefully, or I'm not maintaining my dignity of sticking to divine virtues, I'm irregular, I'm not punctual, I'm not eating at the right time, not eating the right food, I'm not waking up at Amrit Vela, I'm not doing anything which a Brahmin should do, or I'm not doing everything that a Brahmin should do, then even if you say to yourself that I am a divine soul and Baba loves me, your heart will say, don't fool yourself, it's not true, because you are not doing anything according to Srimad and Baba doesn't love you. So that's what your heart would tell you, because if there is no practical application of Baba's Srimad, then even if you try to tell yourself that I am a dear child of Baba and Baba loves me and I am valuable and I'm worthy of love and respect and Baba loves me, your heart would not bear testimony to that. So Baba says the third thing is, living by Srimad. So living your life according to Srimad is very important for self-respect, because even if you are trying to reinforce that I'm pure and peaceful and powerful soul in your head, your heart will say that where is purity? You indulge in everything impure. And where is peace? Your heart is full of criticism and complaint about others. So this is important. And the fourth thing is seva. So Baba is giving us this great swaman, that You are the foundation of the new world. You are the benevolent ones. You are the servers of the world. So Baba gives so many lofty swamans to us because he says that you are my child and you are as worthy of love and respect as me, because just like I am making the effort to move this world from sorrow to happiness, you are also joining hands in that. But let me ask myself, am I doing that? Because if I am not doing any seva, then Baba, I will not be able to look at myself from Baba's drishti, because Baba is looking at me as a world sevadhari, and Baba is speaking to me from that place. But if I am not doing world seva, if I am not doing service through body, mind and wealth, then I will not have swaman. So Baba says, those who maintain their self-respect. So you must understand that in order to maintain our ego, we become, we have so much loyalty towards people and jobs and attainments and this and that. So we have so much loyalty towards our worldly life, because if we don't invest in a worldly life, our ego will not be maintained. So people say that you have to invest in social life, you have to invest in professional life, you have to invest in so many dimensions, because you think that that gives a boost to your ego or your superficial identity. And to maintain that, you invest so much in the body conscious world. But Baba says, if you want to have the opposite of ego, which is self-respect, then you have to invest all your heart, everything in this, in this path where Baba is filling me with self-respect. And if I follow every direction of Baba, directions for purity, directions for remembrance, if I understand every day through the Murli more clearly what Baba is saying and trying to convey, and if I lead the life of a sevadhari, then Baba says you will have a lot of self-respect. And this maintaining of the self-respect is something that you do very consciously. It's not like you just tell yourself, I'm a soul, I'm Baba's child, and that's enough. No. Because everything that you tell yourself has to be supported and seconded by your own actions. And if there is discrepancy between your thought, word and action, then you cannot fool yourself, because at least you know that there is a discrepancy. So if you're saying I'm Baba's child but not behaving like one, if you say I love Baba but you're not even listening to the Murli, or you're not even paying attention to the Murli, or not listening with your full heart to the Murli, then Baba says there will be no self-respect. Because again, those messages that you heard from others will prevail over what Baba is telling you. So Baba says again, if you don't have self-respect, you will have the desire for limited respect. What is the desire for limited respect? So we have received the programming that if you have, many people praising you, if you have appreciation, money, position, labels, titles, many followers on Instagram, so these days that is also there. So Baba says that programming will come and affect you, because then you will, when there is no self-respect, there is emptiness. And where there is emptiness, you are trying to fill it with ego. And that ego boost you will definitely want if there is no self-respect. And the thing is, when there is no self-respect, the soul is so empty that, the emptiness inside the soul is like a black hole. So, whatever you put inside it just vanishes, and then it's, the emptiness still prevails. That's the kind of situation the soul is in. So, have you seen that we have tried to feed our ego in so many ways and tried to achieve so much, acquire so much, receive appreciation, laurels, labels, everything. But despite everything, the emptiness just gets bigger and bigger. And when you sit alone, you feel like, the emptiness is the same. When you are in the humdrum, when you are in the, amidst the noise of external achievements, okay. But once you come and you're sitting alone, that emptiness comes back to you, because that is the nature of a soul which is empty on the inside and trying to fill itself with ego. So Baba says, if you do not take care to maintain your self-respect, then you cannot overcome this desire for limited respect. All limited desires are merged in your own self-respect, and there is no need to ask for anything. And once you work towards self-respect, then all other limited desires will be merged in that. So you will still work, you will still be in relationships, but not because of what they give you, but because you are a giver. So you will still maintain the body and the position and everything, but just because you know that you're capable of doing it, and so you do it, not because you want something from it. So desire doesn't drive you to engage in relationships or do work once you're full of self-respect. So for example, Brahmin children who pay attention to, what Baba tells us to build self-respect. If we have our self-respect intact still, we all day, we are doing seva or something or the other, but then that's not because of any desire. So it's not like you need appreciation from the ones you serve, but because you're full, sharing comes naturally to you. Because you're full, giving comes naturally to you. When you're full, doing good work comes naturally to you. So desire doesn't drive a soul which is full of self-respect. And then Baba says, limited desires can never be fulfilled. I told you it is like a black hole. So whatever you put in it, that just vanishes, and the emptiness again comes back. One limited desire will create many more desires, whereas self-respect easily finishes all desires. But just understand that you need to follow Srimad fully in order to build your self-respect, because self-respect is Baba's inheritance. And only when you belong to Baba fully, that Baba gives you that inheritance. So in Sangam Yuga, Baba gives this inheritance of self-respect. So Baba says, therefore be one who has self-respect, and you will become one who is an embodiment of all attainments. You will become ignorant of any lack of attainment or desires. So any soul who has worked on their self-respect knows that you come to a place where you can tell very clearly in your heart, I don't need anything. I have no desire whatsoever. So my life is complete as it is, and whatever comes my way is good enough, and whatever doesn't come also is good enough. So I don't have any desires. That place you will reach when you build your self-respect. But for building self-respect, it is important that you listen to Baba's messages. So Just like we have tuned into people and listened to their negative messaging, I have to listen to Baba every day. When you read the Murli, you must know that Baba is talking to me. This is not Murli, this is Baba's personal letter to me. And Baba is telling me this today. When Baba says, you are Swadershan Chakradhari, you have the mace, you are sitting on the lotus flower, then I have to know that this is Baba telling me. And when Baba gives these titles which seat us on self-respect, I have to have the faith that I am worthy enough for Baba to speak this to me. And if you just, sometimes, have you seen when we are in the school, then the teacher is talking to me and then you keep looking here and there and you think that the teacher won't be talking to you. And then you think that the teacher is talking to someone else. And then the teacher says, hey, I'm talking to you. So sometimes, we don't have that confidence that the Murli is for me. And most points in the Murli, or even, the blessings that Baba gives, or the Swaman that Baba gives, we just dismiss it. If you see intently, Baba says that you are Brahman Kulbhushan Swadershan Chakradhari. So Baba says that you, the decoration of the Brahmin clan, are spinners of the discus of self-realization. So you hear this, but kind of you think that maybe I'm not the decoration of the Brahmin clan, probably Dadi is. So maybe I don't even know if I'm a Brahmin. So you have these thoughts. Why? Because if you don't listen to the Murli as Baba is saying this to me, and if I am not this today, I have to become this. I don't have to dismiss anything that Baba is giving me as a blessing. So do you know that blessings, so Baba says that you can progress with my blessings. Baba always says this, that my blessings can work wonders for you. So everything that Baba tells me in the Murli is Baba's blessing. Even if I'm not there right now, I have to accept that this is Baba's vision for me. And when Baba says something, he cannot be wrong. Can he be wrong? He cannot say something that is not true. And if I'm listening to the Murli, and if Baba is saying this to me, then I accept it and become that. Yes, so, in the world, people don't know how to take a compliment. Have you seen that? You tell somebody you're very beautiful, they say, no, I'm not beautiful, I'm this and that. So if somebody says you're beautiful, why don't you take it? Just take that compliment. So Baba says, we come from a place where we don't know how to take compliments also. Compliments are given about something which is very ordinary. Your look or maybe your style or this or that. And if I don't have the confidence to take a compliment, how will I take a blessing? So Baba is teaching us how to take blessings. So even if Baba is telling something in the Murli which I have never thought about or which has never crossed my mind, and it looks like, this is not something which I am remotely, I don't even have a glimpse of this right now in me. Still, if Baba is saying it, let me accept that I am this. If Baba tells me that you are that Brahmin who will take care of the yajna, let me accept that. And if I accept that, then I will become that. And if I don't accept blessings, how will those blessings work for me? That's the question. So Baba says, when I read the Murli, when I listen to the Murli, I have to take Baba's word, every word that Baba tells personally, and accept it and become that. And I have to take Baba's direction very seriously. So when Baba says, remember me, I have to remember Baba. When Baba says you have to be pure, when Baba says you don't defame anybody, when Baba says you don't engage in overthinking about anybody's nature or behavior, I have to take that direction seriously. And Baba says, if you just maintain this, through the Murli, I'm teaching you how to remember, who to remember. I'm teaching you purity. Baba is teaching us every aspect of purity through the Murli. And Baba is giving us the power, the willingness, the motivation, and the method to be a Vishwa Sevadhari. And Baba says that if you just paid attention to the Murli and to my directions about remembrance, about purity, about seva, and if you just took everything that I told you as a blessing, then this will fill you with self-respect. This will fill you with a very strong sense of who you really are. And nobody can take that away from you. And then you will not need anything. Whatever you do will be a sharing that you do because you're full. So this is what Baba is saying today. And then in the slogan today, Baba says, only those who mold themselves to all situations are real gold. So how do you mold yourself to situations and become real gold? So why Baba says real gold? Because the quality of real gold is it is very flexible. It is soft and flexible. So if you want to make an earring out of gold, you can. So real gold is very soft and flexible. You can make anything you want out of it, and very easy to make, not very effort. You don't have to put in a lot of effort to make something out of real gold. You want to put it into any shape, any size, it will become that. But it will still be gold. That's the beauty. So, the shape will change, the structure will change, but it will still be gold. And the flexibility is because of its purity. So, real gold will maintain its purity and also fit in. So Baba says, you also have to become like that. But first, am I pure gold? Because I have to finish all the alloy that is within me. And when all the alloy that is within me is finished, then what happens is you are real gold. And then your ego doesn't hurt anywhere. You don't have likes and preferences. You don't have attachments. You don't have fears. You don't have preferences. Yes, so you don't say this is good, this is bad, because you are free from all those things inside. And then it becomes very easy for you to accept your surroundings, accept others' sanskars, and be with them, but be yourself. So, you can be quiet with a noisy person. You can sleep peacefully with somebody who snores. You can be very honest in your approach with somebody, despite being in a surrounding where everybody is lying. You don't mind their lies because you're very clear about who you are and what you have to do. So you can be in every situation, and the situation doesn't become a problem for you. But then molding doesn't mean that you stop being yourself. You are pure, you are on Srimad, you can be anywhere and you can adjust anywhere. But in that adjustment, you don't stop being you, you are still you. So your Amrit Vela, your Murli, your sweetness, your purity, your good wishes, your seva, your everything stays intact. And even if the surrounding is an office setting or a household setting, or there are souls with variety sanskars in your settings, that doesn't become a challenge for you, because you know that the situation outside interacts with the vikar inside. So if somebody is egoistic, then why can't you be with them? Because you are also very egoistic. And then their ego clashes with your ego. But when you're pure gold, when you're pure soul, then their ego doesn't clash with your ego, because you don't have any ego in you. All you have is self-respect. So even if they are speaking the wrong words, they are not doing the right thing, you don't mind it, because you don't have that in you which messes up with their ego. And then you can be your own pure, peaceful, loveful, powerful, knowledgeful self, despite being in a setting where people are filled with ego. So Baba says that this is the quality of pure gold. But you know that anything that is, so bliss and ignorance go together. So when there is bliss, then there is also this ignorance that I'm so special and powerful and this. I remember there's this one brother, and he once told me that everybody around me is full of ego, but I don't have it. So I told him, if you can see their ego, that means you have it. So the beauty of pure gold is, it wouldn't know that it is pure gold. So when you become so pure, then, and so that you can fit in anywhere, then other people will see that speciality in you. But you will find that very natural, very ordinary. That's the beauty of it. You will not feel that I'm doing something which is out of the box, I'm doing something which is very special. No. Because when you are pure gold, you behave like pure gold, and it comes naturally to you. You don't feel that you are doing some big adjustment, or other people will feel that okay, they can adjust in anything, or they are able to mold themselves in any situation. But you will be completely unaware, because bliss and ignorance go together. So you will be knowledgeful first, and then through that knowledgeful self, when you create this sanskar of being completely pure, then you will be full of bliss, and you will not feel that you are doing any adjustment. So is it not better to stay away from the situation or people where you do not fit in order to avoid conflict or become like that? So that's what Baba is saying, that if you are if you have not worked on yourself, then it is, so there will be conflict, or your ego will clash with their ego, or you will feel you don't fit in. But once you change yourself, once you are a Rajyogi and you have done that inner work, it will not feel like you are trying to fit in, or there is a conflict and you are avoiding the conflict. That effort will not be there. So that's what Baba is saying. But if you are right now not in that state, then you must understand that the situation where you don't fit in, or the situation where you think that there could be a conflict, it's not that situation is responsible for that state. You are also equally responsible, because there is a situation and there is something inside you which is conflicting with that situation. So if you took care of that, then there would be no conflict. So that's what Baba is telling us. Baba is telling us to recognize that when I am uncomfortable in a situation, or when I'm uncomfortable with a behavior, it's not just the situation or the behavior that's responsible for it. It is some sanskar inside me also that is clashing with it. And if I took care of my sanskar, then that same behavior, that same situation will not be a problem for me. And then I will be able to fit in everywhere. Now, I think the question that you want to ask is, what is the necessity to fit in? What is the necessity to engage when you could just distance yourself? So the thing is, when you start realizing that you're Baba's instrument, then you understand that if Baba wants to bring benevolence to any situation, he will do it through you. So if you keep distancing yourself from every situation, then how will Baba do his work? So let's say if I choose to not engage with souls that I don't like, how will I do seva? So when you realize who Baba is looking at and how Baba is looking at you, when you realize your responsibilities as a Brahmin, then you understand that when you feel that this child has this sanskar, or there is this situation which is unfavorable, so who will make that better if you distance yourself from it? If there is a sanskar in a soul and you understand that you find it problematic, then don't you understand they are also suffering because of it? And when they are suffering because of it, there has to be somebody who will, not get affected by it and give them company and be in there, become a close one to them. And then they will realize what they have to change and take that strength from Baba through you. So Baba says, when you understand your Brahmin responsibility, then you will understand the necessity to, mold and be in a situation and help them mold themselves. So when you mold yourself, you be in that situation, and when you are in a situation, you are like a mirror through which they can see Baba and they can see their original face, and you are able to do that seva. Okay.